Runescape just added the Master Max Cape, a cape for players that achieve 120 in every single skill. In this video we're going to be talking about the new cape, showing off its features, and talking about a couple of other things that happened recently. Whenever you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax, and enjoy. If you like RuneScape content and want to stay updated with the recent news, be sure to subscribe. Today marks a special day in RuneScape history as a Master Max Cape has been added for players that have achieved level 120 in every single skill. This cape can be obtained after talking to Minerva in Falador Park, smithing yourself a blue-right keystone requiring 1 blue-right bar, 3 cut rubies, 4 cut emeralds, and 2 cut sapphires, and then inserting it into the ornate grave. You can then speak to Minerva again and buy yourself a 120 Master Max Cape for 3.36 million. Special thanks to the Wittejager for assisting me in creating this video, as I do not have the requirements to obtain this cape. Now you would think there's only one version of this cape, but there's actually 3 different ones. If you have 120 in every single skill, you can get the regular 120 Max Cape. If you have those requirements and you have the regular Comp Cape, you can get a special Comp Cape version with white particles in the middle. And finally, of course, if you have Trim Comp, you can get one with a golden trim and gold particles in the middle, as seen on the right. If you have either Comp or Trim Comp, you can get the different versions of the cape by simply admiring or left-clicking the ornate grave. Now, without the help of these lovely people you can see on screen now, I wouldn't have been able to visually show you the difference between the regular Max Cape and all the other ones leading up to the trimmed Comp Master Max Cape. Now, I almost missed this, but every single achievement cape now has boss-colored themes, which is amazing. There's a bunch of good looking presets you can use based on your favorite boss theme or colors, and that's a big W for Jagex. I cannot stress enough how good of an update that is. No longer do you need to fiddle around with different colors. Instead, you can pick one of the presets, and I'll be honest, a lot of them look pretty good. Some look generic, but hey, there's so many bosses in this game, it doesn't really matter. There's going to be one for everybody in those presets that you'll like for sure. As for my opinion about the cape, I think it looks pretty decent. It could have been a little bit thicker in terms of the stripes of cloth at the bottom, and the particles should be customizable to your liking, either to blue, green, red, or white, or gold, depending on which cape version you have, because, you know, they got 120 all. They should be rewarded for their efforts. I say this because fashionscape is a big thing in RuneScape, and not being able to match your cape to your color-themed outfit after putting all that effort into the game must feel frustrating. Besides that, not everyone wants to be running around looking like they just chewed off half a rainbow. In terms of patches, there's one notable patch, being that special attacks no longer have an internal cooldown matching the player's attack speed, meaning you'll be able to cast your special attacks back to back. Just a few days ago, Jagex also shared a news post covering different Discord communities for you to join based on your interests or needs, which is one I highly suggest having a look at if you have had some issues finding communities, and for that reason I'll be linking it in the description below. Something else I think you'll find interesting is ModJack's thoughts about multi-logging in a recent Let's Chat video, which I'll link in the description below, covering AFK content.
Maybe allowing people to farm something on 10 accounts, something instanced on 10 accounts, isn't as bad as the cost would be of preventing that from happening. In this case, when we're talking about, well, what, you know, from our design philosophical point of view, what's the maximum number of accounts we would expect a player to play on simultaneously? You mentioned 2, like, I think it's probably not 10. If we could just magically prevent people, if we had technology that existed that could just prevent multi-logging, we'd probably cap it at 2, maybe 3.
I think this is an interesting view and thing to discuss about, because what should the account limit be if they had the technology to limit players using accounts? Our S guy in that episode mentioned 4, and I think 4 is a good amount. You'd be able to play your main, Iron Man, alt account, and maybe like a Leagues or Fresh Start Worlds account. 4 seems like a reasonable cap to stop people from having an advantage by playing more than 4 accounts, right? Or shouldn't there be a cap? Does it really matter? Let me know what you think down in the comments below. With that being said, let's move on to the next topic, Fresh Start Worlds. And as you might have seen, I haven't uploaded since my last video about Fresh Start Worlds, and that's because I got the flu. Very dramatic, I know, but don't worry, I put some overloads in my tea and I was good to go. Well, at least, now I'm good to go. So I think like 4 or 5 days ago, I saw a couple of people talking about this on Discord and on Reddit, and somehow someone was able to smuggle tons of items and almost 2 billion GP coins into Fresh Start Worlds. And a Jamebot just shows up and he's like, "Hello there, would you mind explaining how you have 2 billion coins?" Interesting. How are you doing that? That's exactly what I'm thinking. How the hell did someone smuggle items from the main game to Fresh Start Worlds? Anyways, they clamped down on it quite quickly and fixed it, and banned the players involved and removed any wealth. And I believe banning them on Fresh Start Worlds also means those accounts will never be able to access the main game ever again. Something else I want to talk about is Fresh Start Worlds and my own progress, because I did play it a little bit more than expected, but I didn't take it very seriously. Like, I didn't do any quests. In fact, one of the quests I tried to do was bugged, so there's that, but I did level my combat. And the reason I decided to do at least something is because I made a clan called Fresh Start Frogs, which if you want to join, you can guest and ask for an invite. Anyone can get invited, any rank can invite, doesn't matter. It's a big social clan. If you want a group, if you want to, have some people to talk to, that's what the clan is for. Now, I really enjoyed running around with players of the same level. That's the fun part of Fresh Start Worlds. My opinion about the game mode still stands. I don't think it's too interesting for a max player, but there's something magical about running around and leveling up alongside everybody else. Although that would have been far better in the leagues, of course. Now, because there's a special buff this week that gives players plus 50% accuracy all around, and you have access to all the tier 1 auras, I decided I wanted to level my account combat-wise so that I could do a boss mass stream. Just for the community, just for some fun. Like I said, I'm not taking this game too seriously, so if you want to join along, be sure to keep an eye on your notifications, as I'm about to stream probably within an hour of this video uploading. With that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.